go to across the pond from Washington to Dublin, looking in front of a very impressive tapestry. Stephen Kelly, Global Sales Director. That was James Prater, Vice President of Customer Service, Business Aviation, Rolls-Royce. So thank you to him. We're now delighted to go to Stephen Kelly, Global Sales Director, Global AVX in Dublin.
Good afternoon.
Very well, how are you?
Dublin.
So Stephen started out in IT, then worked in just-in-time logistics, including launching his own company. He's now part of the team launching Global AVX, the first dedicated aviation auction platform. And he also has a 6-week-old baby, so if he falls asleep during this, we'll all forgive you.
Thanks, Al. Yeah, power of coffee has never been more powerful than it is right now, you know?
So what is Global AVX? How does it work?
Well, Al, what we're seeing is that in the new normal, there is a massive desire to do business aviation transactions. Indeed, I see Fabrizio Holly from BizJet TV, and recently I watched a video and we found that there are over 518,000 ultra-high net worth individuals, and only 3.5% of them own private jets. With the new normal, a lot more people will want to go private and not commercial. But also, there is money that has never been put into business aviation that wants to get in there. So what we do is we make it efficient, streamlined, and transparent. We make that process via our online auction platform. We make that as easy as possible now. So what we do is we allow the global marketplace determine what the value and price of the aviation asset is. And like all good auctions, you want to get as many bidders as possible into the auction. What we do prior to auction is we first of all make sure the bidders that want to bid on the plane, so we do the AML and the KYC, we fund approve them and pre-approve them and ask them to lodge a certain amount of money in escrow. Once they've completed that process, they have access to our data rooms and they can interrogate the technical and legal documents and do their due diligence. So we're asking each and every one of our bidders to invest time, money, and effort so that when auction takes place, Al, they're ready to go. They're motivated, they're global, they have different motivations depending on where they are in the world. And then we put on the auction for a minimum of 2 days, 48 hours. That gives us enough time to go around the world and back again over a 2-day process. But because it's completely customized, we can add an elective that if there is a frenzy of bidding towards the end of the 2 days, we can extend it for another hour. And once the final bid, the winning bid, the highest bid is achieved, you've got a further 2 days for the vendor and the winning bidder to exchange documents and digitally sign those documents. And the sale is agreed there. What after that happens, Al, is that you get a transparency report, and the transparency report shows the whole process from start to finish, A to Z, of how that price was achieved. And the other bidders that weren't successful, their money that has been held in escrow is immediately transferred back to them. So that's kind of what we're all about. We're all about making the ability to do business aviation transactions as easy, efficient, streamlined, and transparent as possible.
So that's fascinating. So the idea is to try and create the Christies or the Sotheby's for business aviation?
Yeah, I'm delighted you mentioned that, Al, because I've been reading reports about those big auction houses, and what they have seen is in this marketplace, with all of us at home, and me, as you can see in my palatial mansion behind me, what everybody wants to do, Al, is they want to bid on high-ticket items. And those big auction houses have been achieving prices that they never thought they were going to achieve prior to this pandemic.
Although, interestingly, our auctions are notoriously opaque and difficult. Yeah. Okay, we have a lot of brokers watching now. Are you coming into the market to try and take them out, to push them out of the business aviation community?
Oh no, absolutely not, Al. We're actually a complement. We're a business tool to help them do more deals. Indeed, because we reach out to a global marketplace, we can turn a local broker into a global broker. And also, if there is excess inventory that they might currently have, it's a very efficient way to get that excess inventory moved on through auction. Indeed, I see Andrew and Keith Hopkinson on the call there, and we're delighted to say that we have an auction coming up with Hopkinson over the next couple of months. So watch this space up.
Okay, other people have tried to auction business aircraft, and often the auction is the last resort when everything else has failed or when an aircraft's been repossessed. What's different now?
Well, again, prior to COVID-19, the way of doing business was very much face-to-face. Documents were sent via airplanes, and documents were signed in wet ink and witnessed as and when you want to be witnessed. But the new normal is, as we can see from being on Crowdcast today, is that we're doing business online, and we're comfortable to do business online. And we're also comfortable to sign documents digitally. But also, because of this pandemic has caused so much of a hit to business aviation, and also not many transactions have been done, we actually do not really know what the price of these assets are. What our auction platform does is allow the global marketplace determine what the price of these assets are. It sets a floor, and that should start business going again. And we see a domino effect and more auctions happening in the future. Indeed, Al, going back to my original point of making it more efficient, streamlined, and transparent to do business aviation deals, I see Eric Lewin and Clay Healy from Global Closing Room, and we're in discussions to form strategic partners with these guys as well and other people.
Tell you what, you're very good at reading down the side at the same time.
Thanks, Al, yeah.
How do you think OEMs, this is a question from Perla in Argentina, how do you think OEMs see Global AVX?
Well, again, I mean, the point of the matter is anything that makes it easier to do deals, be it in commercial. I mean, we're based in Dublin, Ireland, and over 70% of all commercial transactions are done in this country. And so we have a rich tapestry, we have a rich DNA of doing deals like this. Indeed, I had a great conversation with some OEMs when we were able to see each other face to face in January in the Shelburne Hotel. And they were very, very keen to look at using us in the future to launch their new platform. So that's another thing to watch this space as well.
Okay, that's great. And final question from Malachi at Mount Aviation. Can you repeat your stat about ultra-high net worth penetration?
Well, this comes from Fabrizio Polli, who's in on the call at the moment from BizJet TV. He talked about over 518,000 ultra-high net worth individuals. And the crazy thing about this, only 3.5% of them own a private jet.
Okay, brilliant. That's fantastic. Thank you. Sorry, another question from Darwin. Are these auctions specified as absolute? Aircraft will be sold for X price, or owner reserves the right to refuse to sell for that price?
It all depends. We work with our clients to make that decision happen and possible. So we're very, very flexible in which way to do that.
Okay, that's great. Thanks so much for coming in. And we hope you get some sleep tonight.
Cheers, Al. Thank you so much for having me on.
Okay, brilliant. Thanks very much, Steve.